Hi, and welcome back to the Goodsnake Public Access channel. If you do happen to have our paint by letter system, it's a great way to follow along and do that with these videos. If you don't have it already, go to goodsnake.com/shop, and you can actually download and print the exact worksheets that we're using in this exercise. If you're like me and you're going to be inside today, I recommend a water-based tempera paint. This one is specifically artist grade, so it's going to be a lot nicer than the cheaper ones that you might use for like children's finger painting projects. What you're going to want to look for is a tempera poster paint, and that it says that on there and that it's artist grade. Water-based lettering quills, unwaxed paper cups. You can find those in the bathroom section at most grocery stores, and something to hold your water. And obviously, if for whatever reason you don't have access to paper cups, just put your paint in anything, that'll hold it that's about this high. Maybe it's an old jar, maybe it's a coffee mug, but do make sure that you clean it out really well with soap and water. If you do want to make yourself a mall stick, we actually have another video on exactly how to do that, but you won't need it. You can also do the hand over fist method. And obviously you want to have a rag or cloth or paper towel, something that you can wipe and clean up any spills with. All right, so we're getting ready to paint. For this specific lettering system, it's for number 4 and 5 lettering brushes. And you'll see I've got a 4 and 5 here. They're just slightly different thicknesses and lengths. You'll kind of understand based on your own lettering style if you prefer a 4 or a 5 based on how much pressure you put when you paint. I'm going to be using a 5 today. I'm just gonna get my brush all ready, make sure there's no debris in there still. Kind of chisel it. I'm just gonna let this hang out here for a second, and then I'm gonna get my paper cup ready with my paint. So I like to double up just in case it does get a little bit soggy after a while. Make sure your tempera is nice and shaken up. It will separate after a while, or if you have it in a humid place. So just shake it. It'll help distribute it. And just to be safe, always wear clothes that you wouldn't mind accidentally getting paint on. This shouldn't stain, but just in case. So a little bit goes a long way. I don't want to like fill this up to the very top because it will dry out. Generally, you can't reuse this. And I want the paint to kind of feel like the consistency of melted ice cream, or maybe like a milkshake you left in your car. Too watery, it'll kind of run down your page, but too thick, you'll be fighting your brush. So I'm going to double that up. And then I just kind of like to chisel it on the edge here. Just make sure I got my paint nice and thinned out the way I like. So that might be a little bit too thick. I'll probably just add a couple drops of water in there, get it where it needs to be. Perfect. And then I'm going to clean off my bare rule here. We have a great brush anatomy video in our YouTube series. If you are curious, what are all these parts and pieces of my brush? And if for some reason, again, you don't have access to the tools, you can use whatever you have and just make it work, and just follow along with the motions until you are ready and able to get the tools that you need that we have here in the video. All right, so getting ready to paint. I'm using a mall stick, so I'll show you some mall stick painting techniques. I'm gonna do L for loser. That's how I'm gonna hold my cup. 3 fingers to clutch the edge of the mall stick. Opposite side, obviously, if you're a lefty. And then I can dip my brush into the paint here, chisel it on the edge, and hover over my surface where I'm ready to paint.